to Zoom. Now I'm going to share my screen and see if it works. Yay, there it is. Okay, cool. Share screen. So hopefully you can all see that. Can you all see that? Have I lost you all?
Yep.
You can see it?
I can't see anything yet.
It's just blank at the moment.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, that's
there
it.
we are.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So some really important things that we need to walk through is everything happening up to SC. This is really important. So the changes are, don't change screens. Just let me play with my cursor without me changing screens. All right. This all stays the same. DVF Rocket, 1,000 promo, 10 days, PC orders only. No wholesale whatsoever. Okay? No wholesale. And your $100 reward. Okay, so that doesn't change except that they're being really specific about saying no wholesale. DVF Fast Track, 30 days, same, 1,000 promo, 30 days, no wholesale, rank advance. So you got to still get you don't do it in 10 days to pick up your $100. SDVF Rocket has changed. Have a close look. 4,000 promo stays the same. The time has changed to 40 days. I'll put this up in the team after this call. 1 or more new VFs for structure. And as we know, the more VFs you've got in your structure, the easier the next phase of the plan is. But you have 40 days, okay? Now the payment reward, see the word reward, no longer bonuses. The reward is now $400 plus your sponsor gets the same. So there is still that possibility of picking up your $100 in your first 10 days and another $400 within the next 40 days of STVF Rocket and your sponsor bonus payment of $400. Okay? So far, not too many changes. Time changes here from 60 to 40 and a bit more money for doing it in the 40 days. Now, qualifying has changed completely, and this is effective of the 1st of July. So from the 1st of July, there is no more $400 first-time qualifiers bonus. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. From the 1st of July, there is no more first-time qualifiers bonus. If you're a first-time qualifiers bonus, if you've received one, congratulations. We're not doing any more, so they will not be paid out. If you're a first-time qualifier this month, that's still 30th of June, but if you're a first-time qualifier in July, you're not going to pick it up. However, what they have done is put in a new bonus or reward for our qualifiers that will help with the longevity, because to be honest, I'm going to put my hand on my heart and say I actually really didn't like the first time qualifiers bonus. It was a nice amount of money, but the problem was there was no incentive apart from, you know, those who picked up the belief in building clubs. There was no incentive to keep qualifying. So here what they're doing is within your first 12 months of becoming a franchisee, you will be paid $200 on your second qualified month over a 3-month period. So it means you have to qualify for 3 months and you will be paid on that second month by application. Now, it's not automatic and there is an application form that you will need to complete. All of our rewards, our bonuses are all manually done. There is no, apart from us going in and, you know, when we promote a franchisee, that triggers something off the head office to actually look at the promotions. But the actual bonuses are all done manually. So unless you help your new franchisee, your brand new qualifier, your brand new club member, put in their application, they're not going to pick up that $200 bonus. So that's a big change. Okay, and then SC, moving down, promo volume's the same, the time has changed. It's now 5 months instead of 6. The structure stays the same. The bonuses stay the same. But here is something very, very important that you need to know, and this is going to affect some of you and it won't affect others. But all of the promo volume for everything up to and including SCs must be Australia, New Zealand volume. They are no longer counting international customer volume for promotion. Again, it's just too hard. There are things that just don't go through. This is not talking about qualifying. This is just talking about promo volume. Okay, so that's a big change. All right, doesn't really affect you if you don't have international customers. Moving down the line, you'll see 3 club bonuses there. SSC has come down to 10 months. The structure and the bonuses stay the same. Reward. QNMD, structure, everything there is the same. 4 months from becoming an SSC. Still need that 10,000 pay line volume over 4 months. The 8 club bonus has gone. The 12 club bonus is in. And the 2/3 rule applies. Now let's talk about the 2/3 rules. If you have a really strong leg that's got 15 people in it, and of those 15 people, 12 of them are qualifying, and you've got another few legs where you've got, you know, a qualifier here and a qualifier there, whilst you are still recognised as being 12 club because you have got more than 12 or more clubs qualifying, the bonus is only paid where you have 2/3 in one line and the other third outside of that line. So does anyone want to tell me what 2/3 of 12 is? Where's my accountants? Who knows? Show me your fingers. All right. So, yeah, Candy's on. So if you have 8 in one leg, that's fine. And you've got 4 outside that leg, that's your 2/3 rule. And it means you will get paid the bonus. But if that 2/3 rule, if that some of those people outside that leg fall off and you're still back to your flamingo, then you will still recognise, but the bonuses won't get paid unless you've got the 2/3 going on. Okay, you need to have 1/3 of your qualifiers outside the leg, the one strong leg. So again, it's teaching us to go wide and help more people in our front line to build strong legs themselves. So that hasn't changed. That's always been the same. The 2/3 rule is not new. It's been around since I've been around. So it's just really pointing it out to you because I've had some questions about that lately. Look, the rest of the clubs, I'll just run through it quickly. 39 club bonus, gone. 50 club bonus is in. 39 club does actually give you an invitation to the 39 club retreats. Nothing's changing now with structure for NMD. Everything's still the same. 75 club, no bonus. 100 club, there's a bonus. And 200 club, there's a thing, an economy flight thing, which is whatever. But really the most important thing to notice right now is that the SDVF Rocket is changing to 40 days for all your new franchisees starting from the 1st of July. If you've got someone who's just joined the business this month, they're still on the 30-60. Okay, they're either doing it in 30 or 60. But once we start signing up people from the 1st of July, they are on this whole new plan. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So, Fee,
Yep.
what does this mean for, say with the SDVF, what about accumulatively now? So if they don't hit it in the 40 days, it then goes to accumulatively.
Yeah, that hasn't changed, and I can put that all up for you.
We used to have 60 days before they would hit into accumulatively.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I think it's still... I'll double check that for you, but when I put the comp plan up for the rest of the information that was sent out, it'll probably talk about it there.
Well, the DVF is still the same, but cool.
Yeah, cool. So I guess, guys, the main thing to note now is that if you've got people coming into the business, you got to stop talking about that qualifiers bonus of $400. But looking at, there's still the $700 there, right? There's still $100, and there's still the $400, and then there's still the $200. It's just that they've rejigged it, and actually it's a much better system. So for those of you who have got people who, rocketed to senior direct and then picked up the $400 bonus next month, and then the next month they might have just disappeared. It happens. So the plan is to keep for the longevity and the consistency with qualification, and that is why the change has been made.
Also, Fee, just to clarify, with the 3 Club, because I'm sure I've read it before with 3 Club, the rule saying the payment's paid over 2 months, and it was used to be $350. $350.
Yep. Hasn't actually got that in there, but actually probably on the next page.
It's down. It's down. Less money, so maybe
club bonuses are paid over 2 to 6 months while club level is maintained. So yeah, that's the same. So it's still going to be paid over the 2 months, 2 months to 6 months, depending on what level you're on.
Yeah.
And you need to maintain that club level. So if you hit 3 Club in June and you paid half and you fall out in July, then obviously you don't get the balance of that bonus. Okay. So you need to maintain. I think pretty sure 3 Club you need to maintain it anyway. I don't think.
Yeah, 2 months normally.
Yeah.
And the amount.
That's all. As you'll see down here, Jenny Cooper is going to be in charge of the first time qualifying bonus form. And there's a bonus claim form. And again, all of this will be uploaded into the team page and to our files. So it will always be there. And no doubt it will be on your virtual office as well. But it's important to remember when you're celebrating your first time qualifiers, I would put their names up on a whiteboard in your office so that you can see, what month they qualified and make sure they've been consistent over those 3 months. And then you can put your application in for them to receive their bonus. So it is a little bit different. But, as we've been told, it's a very laborious task to get all these promotions and bonuses paid. And, we used to, and many of you on the call would know, we used to go from getting our bonuses paid pretty much instantly to now I know people are waiting up to 2 weeks for their bonuses to be paid. Business is booming and they just can't keep up with the number of bonuses, like the system of getting it paid. So actually having the form that you need to complete puts the onus back on the person who wants to get the money, and rather than the company making sure that they've ticked everybody off. So it's not a bad thing. It's taking responsibility for your own business. Cool. Any other questions on that change? Anyone else need to come off mute and ask a question? As I said, after this call, I will upload this straight into the team file so you can have a look at it. But please don't worry about questions. Message or page.
Fee, can I just? Oh,
yeah. What do you want to know?
Can you just? I think I'm just having a brain fart myself. So with the qualifiers, they qualify. Let's say July. They qualify August. They get their payment then, and they still have to qualify the next as well.
They have to qualify July, August, and September, but they're going to get paid for the August.
Okay. All right. So it's 3 months straight.
3 months. They need to qualify for 3 months.
Yep.
It's well, hang on, no. It has to be over 3 months. So if they qualified in July, they missed it in August, but they qualified in September, you can still apply. If they qualified July, missed August, missed September, missed October, they're on a restart with then they'd have to do it in November, and then they get paid in November.
Cool.
Yeah. Sorry, does that make more sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So just, that's obviously a fair bit of change, particularly for the earlier part of our pay plan. I mean, there's a lot in it for the back end of the pay plan too, but again, continue to do some training on this. I'll do a recording for you on the new plan, and so that you've got it, and we'll stick it in our Starting Stronger YouTube channel so that you've got it there as well, that you can just recall on. But I guess probably the most important thing is where we are building international businesses, that you understand that promo volume right up to SC promo needs to be from Oz and New Zealand. Okay, so that's a bit of a change for those of you who have businesses overseas or have, family, friends and what have you. And when you're bringing people into the business who have international contacts, friends, family or whatever, it's really important that you make sure that they understand that even though they can go and get 10 orders back home in the UK or wherever they're from, that volume doesn't actually count for their promo. It certainly counts long term and they're going to be paid on it, but they're not actually going to be counted for their promo points. Again, it's just being too laborious with number crunching.
Sorry, Fee, just to clarify, does that mean for Payline as well? No. Okay, cool.
Promo.
Yeah, all right, promo. So once we go into the Payline looking from SSC, it's different.
Yeah, it's just to do with your promo volume.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Is that a lot of heavy information for a Monday night? Again, I'll put the forms up. I'll do a little video tomorrow for you just so that you've got it. Ask questions. Did you do much more of a share before I jumped on, or did you have... I saw Jules speaking. Did anyone else share before I got on?
Kylie did.
Excellent. So, guys, that's off to all of you who jumped on a plane or jumped in a car or got yourselves to conference, or even if you actually just connected in online. Did anyone here connect online? Was anyone? No? No? Okay, cool. It's a big commitment, and I know you have to leave your families and make other arrangements and what have you, but I think those of you who were there will know how amazing it was. Those of you who were there for the first ever conference, who are you? Who was their first ever conference?
Okay.
Yeah, Kiara. Okay, excellent. Who's going to tell us their experience of their first ever conference? Kiara is. Look at that. Come on, Jay, take it off. As in, mute. Take yourself off mute, woman.
I didn't know you wanted me to talk about my first.
Yeah, I had to clarify then, didn't I? All right, tell us what you thought. First ever conference, ever.
I've been buzzing since I got home. I'm pretty tired today because I was just going fucking mental, hugging everyone and just being crazy. Oh, I was like one of those weird, like, you like see those like Tony Robbins people. You're like, oh, those people are weird. I was that person. That was me. But I embraced that. It was amazing. I've honestly, I don't think I've ever felt so loved and supported and just held in my whole life. Every single person there was just phenomenal. There was no judgment. The learning was incredible. It was just about so much more than fruit and vegetables. Like it was so much more than Juice Plus. Like I mean that with all the respect in the world, but like Anthony Gollay's talk, pulling in that energy and setting those intentions, like that's really powerful stuff. And we get that like as part of our Juice Plus business. Like you pay thousands of dollars for those personal development seminars, and we paid $365 for a ticket and we got dinner. Like
yeah, true.
Yeah. So no, it was amazing.
And you're right, it is so much more than fruits and vegetables. It really is the community. And as I say, for me, seeing that conference grow, when I first went to my first Australian conference I went to in Perth, I reckon there might have been maybe 130 people in the room. Like
Wow.
it was tiny. And so, of course, the energy was different. But to be in a room as we were together, and even having those people who were online coming in, as I said, like it honestly was the best conference I've ever been to in the years that I've been involved and being attending. And, you know, it was just to have so many amazing national marketing directors giving their presentation and talking from the heart about their journeys. Also just, you know, and the stories are so important because that is, I mean, we heard Jay Martin talk about that. The stories are so important. Because honestly, hand on heart, I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't some of the stories that I had heard back in, you know, when I went to Orlando and heard some of those stories from those NMDs up on stage telling, you know, the journey that they've gone on. And I think too, the thing that you can take from it is you can go as fast as you want, or you can just keep going along and doing it at your own pace. There's no right or wrong with this. You all get to choose how you run your business. You all get to make the choice on how to do it, but you've got to be mindful that you're going to have people in your businesses who get it and just want to run with it 100 miles an hour. And I think the most important thing there is to, you know, let them go. Let them just fly and be free and guide them as much as you can, but make sure you ask for help if you think that you need it or you think that they need it, or, you know, if someone's moving a little bit faster than you, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it at all. We'll all work at our own pace. I got a lot out of Mark Ledoux, as I always do when he speaks.
So cute.
I think that's probably for me about the fifth time I've heard Mark speak about the product and the encapsulation and everything that his company does to make sure that we're getting the best produce or the best quality capsules in the world. And, you know, that we now have 35 peer-reviewed medical journals published on what Juice Plus does at a cellular level. That's amazing.
It's so amazing.
I'm a bit of a science geek. I love my research. But, yeah, I think, you know, for me personally, you know, it's watching you guys, seeing your aha moments, really getting the understanding that the company has got your back. Like the amount of work that goes into ensuring that product comes out the way it comes out and with its highest integrity, and the love that Mark and his whole team put into making sure that that's happening as well. You know, as you can see, it's more than just a factory that makes our capsules. So I hope those of you that were there got that from that as well.
Did.
Anyone else want to share?
Do you want me to share the stuff that we spoke about this morning? Yeah. Okay, so I don't know who was at the breakfast on the Sunday morning when, oh, sorry, that's my Thermomix. Hurry up. It's making noise in the background. When Linda said, put your hand up, who here has had that moment when, that really crystal clear moment when they realised that the business wasn't about them. And there was a few people in the room that put their hands up, and I was one of them because I had that moment over conference. And rather than just sort of saying, oh yeah, I had that moment, I actually tried to work back and understand how I got to that point. Now, I made a few notes, but I'm going to expand upon it next week. But I'll just share them with you. 1 second, my computer's being wobbly. Okay, so it comes down to clarity of purpose and the journey from the head to the heart. Mm-hmm. The shift is when you understand that your story is your pain and that your story is what creates your perception of others and yourself.
Yeah.
It's not serving you, that story, if you're not where you want to be. There is no two ways about this. If you're not where you want to be, there is a story running in your head that's not serving you, period. So in order to be who you want to be, you need to lose the self-centeredness. Now, that's not to say that you're a selfish person, That's to say that you are self-focused and you're not putting your attention on other people, which is where this business, the heart of this business is, right? We all join this mission because we wanted to serve others, and then we go, I can't do it. And we make it about us. So human. It's silly. Stop that.
Yeah.
We need to intimately understand the consequence of not stepping up here. Like, who loses? If you don't step up, who loses here? What's funny, Faye? Shut up. Mute yourself.
All these aha moments all at once. Hey, Cam.
Who loses? That, like Lauren said, what if I hadn't have shared that with my friend who, this and that? Decide once and for all that you're not that important. Like, and that's with all the love in the world, but you're not that important. It's not about you. And this was the kind of, I guess the clearest thing that I got out of it was that you need to decide that there is a deficit in your current knowledge. There's a big hole. If you're not where you want to be, you need to accept and embrace that there's a hole and it needs to be filled with something. But if you're too busy filling it with crap, like I'm not good enough, product doesn't work, MLM doesn't work, whatever it is, you're not going to be able to find that knowledge that you need. And I think we need to become obsessed with understanding that we actually don't know anything. And that every day of our life and every day in this journey, we are learning and we need to be receptive. So it all boils down to opening a space in your consciousness, which is then able to be filled by the people who have gone before you. So if you're too busy being self-centered and thinking that you know it all, you're not receptive. And that's, there's a lot of these things that get thrown around, like be teachable, be coachable. But how does that work? So I'm actually going to take those bits that I've just said and I'm going to expand upon them. And next week I'm going to go into more detail because I think I can do a bit of a meditation on it and figure out actually what the steps to those things are, because I think we need more practical steps. It's like, how do you become coachable?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go.
Agree. And it's true. Like, I honestly, again, hand on heart, I spent a lot of time trying to reinvent a wheel that was running perfectly if I just stopped being stepping away from me being misstructured, organised and what have you. And it was really the biggest slap in the face was when Danny Martin was out here. And actually, no, he was on a coaching call and he'd asked me about 15 questions. And I just went, okay, so then I created a spreadsheet because then I can maintain this and da-da-da-da-da-da. And he let me ramble on for about 10 minutes. He goes, what, girl? And his big, holy accent. What the hell are you doing? He said, we have all that. Just plug into what we've got. And it was a really big lesson for me because rather than, and this is probably going back to when I would have been almost a Q. But I was so comfortable sitting at my desk creating spreadsheets and systems for all my team. And while I was doing that, they were off building these businesses. Yeah. And then I'd just be going, oh, wow, that's amazing. But I'm back over here and look what I've created now. And, I'd find someone who'd actually want to use it, which was nice. But it was my safe place. It was my safe place being and creating the thing that I thought would serve others when really I was lying to myself. What I needed to do to serve others was get the hell away from my laptop and go and talk to people about the power of plants and how fruits and vegetables and help them with their health and how this business model is actually really quite sweet to be able to earn a few extra dollars or create a six-figure income depending on whatever the hell you wanted to do with it. So, sometimes it is good to just take a step back, and from there began my my quarterly practice of time audits. And if you've never done a time audit, it's one of the most powerful things you can ever do. If you go into the files in our team and just search for time audit, you'll find an Excel spreadsheet that you can use, but you can do it however you want to. But every day for 10 days, I had to write down what I was doing every 15 minutes. It's what kind of alerted me most recently to how much time I was spending on Facebook. For those of you who, watch the page, the Team Yellow Down Under, there's not a lot. I'm not on there posting 4 or 5 times a day, and I really appreciate the contributions that I get from the wider team. But if I'm in there, I'm actually not serving you as well as I could be by being on a coaching call with you or doing something that's probably going to help propel your business. But that's me personally, and it's also my generation. I'm just not a Facebook chick. It's doing those time audits to pick me up on things that I was doing that really was me coming back to me creating systems and not stepping out and being in front of people and having those conversations that I really needed to be having.
Sorry, can I add in with that, like one of my big things from conference, which I've heard before, but as you just said, you find things where you sit in your comfort zone. So what I found really powerful was just having those given to us, the 5 high-paying activities to stick to. So guys, if you're not doing these every day or as much time as you've committed to your business, then they're not high-paying activities, and you can spend a lot of time wasting your time hiding behind Facebook or thinking you're actually working when really you're not.
Yeah.
So number one is get out and connect with people. So what you're doing there, you're building relationships. You're asking them about yourself. You're not going out to sell them Juice Plus. You're not going out to verbally vomit on them how awesome this business and product is. You're going out there to get to know them. So you're asking them questions. Even when you get to a point where you know that this could be something that could really change their life, ask them 5 more questions. Really get to know them, get to know their why, get to know what their pain is and where they're at in life. So, it's something like at the end of that conversation, then you could just add in, have you ever thought about staying at home and working with your kids? If it's a mum that, is looking at going back to work full time when she's got a 6-month-old at home. So when you're doing that in that number 1 high paying activity, what you want to do is use your 30-day grid. Write them down, follow them up. Especially if you are like me with 3 young kids at home. When I'm doing my grid, my business is going awesome. When I fall off the grid, guess what happens? Nothing. Because I don't know when I've got those 30 minutes spare when my bub's asleep or waiting in the school line. I don't have my grid there to look up and go, oh, I need to just follow up here or there. I'm thinking, oh, what do I need to do? And that 30 minutes is gone. So that's a really powerful one. Use your grid, guys. Number 2, with social media, don't use it to spam. Use it as an excuse to start conversations. Don't just start a conversation with the intention to tell people what you were doing. Use it as a conversation starter to find out what they're doing. How are they? Because when you have those conversations, what are they eventually going to do? They're going to ask you what you're doing. So you're not going out hunting, you're going out there farming. Number 3, fortune is in the follow-up. Can't say that enough. Quite often we run stories on why people don't get back to us. And I think a lot of us are all guilty of it. Oh my God, I've annoyed them, or they don't like me, or I've kissed them off, or things like that. Don't run stories, because I've had it so many more times where people have actually got back to me and just said, I'm so sorry. I didn't get back to you earlier. This and that's happened. And it's nothing about me. It's not about me. So don't run stories when you're doing your follow-up, guys. I've had someone who I left at 5 or 6 months to follow up with, and they said, oh my God, I've been so busy. I wanted to get onto this straight away, and I would have, and I've just been so busy and forgot. And now that girl was only on it a couple of months and found out she had breast cancer.
Yeah.
If I had done it the 6 months before, who knows how different her story could have been. You were there. So Number 3, fortunes in the follow-up. Number 4, events. There's no excuses nowadays not to hold a couple of events a week. If you've got live ones going, that's fantastic. If not, get some Zoom ones going. And a lot, you know, people are so busy nowadays, the Zoom events are just going off because they don't have to go anywhere. They can be here in their jammies. If you don't have live events going, find out who has and plug into those. There's so many going on. That's number 4. And number 5 is your customer care. Customers are our gold and we need to look after them. Our business is at least 80% customers, and some of your best teamies will come from your customer base. So if you're not up on customer care, we will be doing a training call on it in the next month or so. So make sure you plug into it. If not, ask us what you need and we'll point you in the right direction. So.
Yeah. Awesome. That's awesome. So, and I think, yeah, that's a whole another call in itself. So you go back to that other list that we've got going around and put that down in that.
Yeah.
There was just one other thing that I wanted to touch on, and that was 90-day game plans. Now, we have the big 90-day game plan event that will happen at the end of September, and that's to set us up for October, November, December. But it's only the 20th of June. So we have all of July and all of August and all of September. If you've been on the team page today, you would have noticed that I've uploaded a few files. Now, about 12 months ago, I created this 90-day workbook, which got half a butterfly on the front, about freedom. Now, the book in its entirety is not like something that I can upload. It's like pages and pages and pages. But what I've chosen to do is upload some of the key pages out of the could put together and work with. You know, if you're using your grid, if you're using a goal setting from the information that I've uploaded today in the files, if you are using the event planner, so what I've said is, you know, use it in conjunction with your grid. If you're having a conversation with somebody and they say, yeah, they will hold an in-home for you, happy days. Then go to your grid. And it's not a date thing, but it's like, okay, Jim is going to do an in-home. Okay, it's on your planner that you know that that's an event you have to organise. If I'm having a call with Candy and we have a scathingly brilliant idea of something that we're going to do for personal trainers, then what I need to do is go and put that on my event planner. It doesn't have a date on it yet, but we've had a conversation about it, and it's going to go on my event planner so that I know that, and I'll go get back to Candy and we're going to set a date for it. Okay, so if you have these great ideas about the sorts of events you want to do, whether they're a salad in a jar or whether they're a wine and wellness, or you've had a conversation and a girlfriend goes, yeah, I'll have one for you, put it on that planner, but use that event planner as well as the grid to kind of, you know, who are you having conversations about the product or the business, and who are you having conversations about with events, and then match it up, okay, so that you've got people to go back to talk to. And guys, ask. Like, we do so many Zoom events, and when I look at who's on the call, a lot of you probably haven't been around when we did a lot of in-home events, but like we did really awesome in-home events where we go and talk to people with 2 or 3 girlfriends, wine and wellness, having a chat about, you know, food prep and getting back to basics and teaching them why they need Juice Plus. And honestly, for me personally, this is how I prefer to run my events, and my conversion rate is around 70% on getting people to either sign up to the product or have a close look at the business. Do they do it that night? No, but they're now on my grid. Every person that walks in that door, I've got their name, they're on my grid, and then I can follow them up. And, you know, with in the next 7 days, it's my intention to get busy tomorrow doing some recording for you guys before I head off. But I'll do another recording on 90-day game plans. I'm actually away for the next 2 weeks. So I'm not going to put my hand up and say I'm going to run a 90-day game plan for you, but I am going to say the tools are there. And if you guys want to get together or buddy up, remember Jay Martin talks that you need a buddy. And I think if we look at those who are successful in the business. Do they have a buddy? Yeah. So, find someone that you can work with, someone that's a similar level as you, someone who might be just starting out with you together, someone who's at the same level and ready to move on to position or next phase of their business. Find someone that you want to work with, buddy up, do your 90-day game plan together. I'm happy to keep you accountable. I'm just not going to be there to run, training sessions on it. So I'll try and pack that into a video tomorrow for you. Cool. Anything else, Miss Candy?
Just on that with the 90-day game plan, if you've never done one, I honestly, like, third-party endorsement on a 90-day game plan, it will change your business. It will change your business. It is amazing to see what you can fit into 90 days. Your excuses, your bullshit, it goes. You actually go to work, you put in those events, you find out what Zooms are on. We're doing a document that has what calls you need to be on. Even you put them on your 90-day game plan, the calls, the events that you can plug into, the live events that you're going to do, the live events that are around your area or for people that you want to invite to something in their area. So it really gives you that clarity. It gets you really thinking about the goals that you want to achieve because you can change your business in 90 days. You really, really can.
Absolutely. And imagine if you turn up to the 90-day game plan at the end of September, already close to, halfway or more down the road to where you want to be by the end of 2013. Because the truth is, guys, it's the 20th of June. We've got 10 months left of the first half of this year. So if you have big goals for 2016, you've really actually got 6 months and 2 weeks to get your act together. Okay, but know that you're not doing it alone, that you've got support. And, as we have heard so many times, personally for me, all I want to do is turn you all into your own 12 clubs, 24 clubs, 50 clubs, whatever the number is for you. Nothing would make me happier than helping you to do that. Because it's not about me anymore. Will I get to 200 club? Yeah, eventually. It's not a big thing on my plan. It's no big personal goal of mine right now, but my goal right now is to help as many people I can get to 12 club and then help those same people to get to 24 club. And but build my clubs. Sure. But so I have a call. Anything else, Pam?
Vision boards. I think we need to, I know myself, I know a lot of our team and stuff is something that I think we really will focus on if we want to come together and do vision boards and Zoom it or...
Yeah, totally. I know Christine did an awesome Zoom vision board event last year.
I'll find out from her.
Yeah, so it's basically taking that video from Lauren about manifestation boards and then planning a day where you can do it together for an hour, run through the basics of what needs to be done and collecting images and words that are powerful for you to set your intention in pictures and words. And there is a lot of power in cutting things out and sticking them on a chart and sticking it up on the wall. But even you could do a mini one where people are collecting images and do like a collage in Canva or something like that, where you can zoom in and have Canva going at the same time and you can be having a discussion about the sorts of images, because that way it's kind of, you can print that out and put it on the wall, or you can print it out and put it on a corner of your vision board when you're actually making one. Maybe for saving time, that might be a quick way to do one. It's something you could easily put together in another, in a week.
Yep.
Are people collecting the images that are important to them? Alternatively, set a date and do a big one online when we're all sitting around with scissors and glue and magazines. My vision boards, I'll find images that I love, and I will go and I'll save them in my phone, and then I'll just go up to Officeworks and print them out. So they're still printed on my hard vision board. So yeah, I agree. Vision boards are very cool. Cool. Any other questions, guys? No. All right, cool. All right, I'll shut up.
So next week, guys, at 7:30, the lovely Kiara will cover and really go into depth with what she was chatting about tonight. So it will be amazing. So really learning about being a servant heart and connecting, how to help other people. So I'm excited. Have a lovely evening, guys. I will load this up hopefully tonight and post it into our team page as soon as possible.
Awesome. Thanks for hosting, Candy. And I will try and Zoom in next week from Nusa Lembongan if the Wi-Fi connection is good.
And every week, guys, we've the leaders in this group have really just been starting to put down what we're going to look at with training and what have you. So if there is something you're really struggling with, please put it into the team YOLO Down Under or Starting Strong, because we're just going by what we think is important to teach you guys. But if you start to say, oh, look, I'm struggling with this and someone else does, well, maybe we need to do a training around that because we're missing something. So, start interacting and sharing, your struggles or questions and, so we can help you guys more.
Hey, Fee, don't eat the street food in Nusa Lembongan. I nearly died from barley belly there. Oh, man. I don't know why Jacques even marrying me. I nearly killed him. For real. It was rank. So don't do it. I learned from my mistakes.
Oh, gee.